So we lost to Man United. Liverpool lost to Man United, their fourth loss in a row. Is it a crisis now? Can we actually say it's a crisis? Is it not just a blip anymore? Is it something more? We'll discuss that. There's an article here. Liverpool blip now becomes something deeper, with a picture of forlorn Salah walking away from Arne Slot. Bit of story in that image. Let's talk about how much we should really be worried about Liverpool's form and future in this league this season, what the causes may be, and how to move on from it. I'm Lawrence on Liverpool, a tiny Liverpool fan channel. You supported me so far. Keep supporting me. Let's grow together. And before I get into this article, I want to pose a question, and you can start typing your comments as you're watching the video. What do you think is the main reason for Liverpool's absolute slump in form? In terms of results anyway, we'll talk about their performances in a moment, but definitely results have been abysmal. So many times last year, Salah came to our rescue. When our performances weren't amazing, Salah would pop up with a brace or a goal and an assist or a couple of assists and help Liverpool get the 3 points. So far this season, he's really struggled to influence games, certainly to get goals and assists at anywhere near the rate he got last season or over his career at Liverpool. Why is that happening? And without him, are we a shadow of the team we were last year? Phil McNulty says, if there was one player in recent Anfield history who would be back to conjure up a match-saving moment of magic, it is the Egyptian king. And yet Salah was replaced by Frimpong moments after Harry Maguire headed Man United's winner. Liverpool's fourth loss, our worst sequence of results since 2014 under Brendan Rodgers. Wow. So what we thought may be a blip with 1, 2, maybe even the third loss is now becoming our worst consecutive run of results for over 10 years, for 11 years. Never happened under Jurgen Klopp. We never lost 4 in a row. I'm not sure we even lost 3 in a row under Jurgen Klopp. Worth checking out. If anyone knows, do let me know in the comments. Slot himself at least admits this. If you lose 4 times in a row, you need to be concerned. We know how it works in football. There's a little implied understanding in that quote there that maybe he thinks his job might be on the line. We know how it works in football, how it typically works when a team has a long run of terrible performances. The manager gets the sack. Do you think Arne Slot should be let go of after he's just won the league last season? Or do you think that was Jurgen Klopp's team that he just ushered through to win in the league? Now it's got his team. This is a true reflection of him as a manager. Do you think he should be given to the end of the season to turn it around? Or do you think Liverpool should cut their ties now? Personally, I think it's way too early to say that. I know we're going through a bad patch. But you give them to the end of the season, see where we are by the end, and then reassess. But Arne Slot also says if we keep bringing in these performances, we will have a fair chance of winning more football games. It's a tough one, isn't it? Because could you really say that we were demolished by any of those 4 losses? They were all very close losses. I admit, and I have stated before in videos, the first half against Crystal Palace, we were lucky to not be 4-0 down. But the second half of Crystal Palace could have gone either way. The whole match against Chelsea could have gone either way. The match against Galatasaray could have gone either way. And the match against Man United could have gone either way. Maybe you would say Liverpool should have stamped their authority at least over on Galatasaray and Man United and have won comfortably in those matches because they're the Premier League champions, because they're meant to be an elite club. And these are the type of teams you should be putting away comfortably. Maybe you could say, yes, you could allow the games against Palace and Chelsea, who are both on good form, to be a little bit closer, but we still should have shaded them. Maybe you could say, we just look too vulnerable in defence. Why on earth is that happening? We're conceding goals we should not be conceding. Many arguments you could have, but the performances weren't terrible, at least. If they lose for the 5th time in a row to Eintracht Frankfurt in the Champions League on Wednesday, it would be the first time Liverpool has suffered this fate since 1953. Let's not let that happen, please. 70 plus years. We don't want that as a new record, especially for Arne Slot, because And all the new boys that have come in to the Liverpool team. Imagine that. You are Alexander Isak, Florian Wirtz, Hugo Ekitike, Kerkez, Frimpong, Mamardashvili. And in your first year arriving into a new club where you're meant to make the club stronger, you achieved the worst run of results for 70 plus years. They cannot lose in this Champions League game on Wednesday. If they do, we are in full-blown crisis mode. Yeah, I agree. There were some moments of misfortune against United. Gakpo hit the woodwork 3 times. He also had one header go completely wide when he was isolated, and a cross from Frimpong perfectly met his head. He should have put it away. He didn't. That would have changed the story as well. Pretty damning statistic. Liverpool, after 8 Premier League games, last season we only conceded 3. We've already conceded 11. With 5 of those from set pieces, where we didn't concede a single set piece goal last season. The save percentage has absolutely capitulated from 88.5% of attempts on goal saved by Alisson or Kelleher. I can't remember exactly who played those 8 games last season and what mix that was, where we only have 57.7 of them saved by Alisson and Mamardashvili so far in the first 8 games this year. Is it because the chances we're giving away are far more clear-cut? We are being caught on the counter so much. We're being caught sleeping in defence while through balls are letting players go one-on-one with a goalkeeper too much. And were we only giving away half chances or low-quality chances where teams mostly shooting from outside of the box last season? I can't quite remember, and I'm not going to go right back and look at them all over again. But that is a pretty damning difference, isn't it? A 30% drop. Phil McNulty continues. Liverpool are currently a shadow of the efficient machine that strolled to the Premier League last season. We've looked vulnerable since day one, and we're riddled with flaws. Remarkable, given the fact Slot spent $450 million to strengthen the club. Now, I think we have to admit, losing Diaz is always going to hurt the team. And losing Trent, as much as however you feel about him now, he was integral to that right-sided attack and actually cross-field with his amazing range of passing. Losing him as well would damage any club in the world. So we lost those 2 players. And yes, we brought in a whole bunch more, but it takes time to settle. We know that. We've talked about that before. Let's move on. Amid all the understanding that either stellar names signed in record-breaking deals, Florian Wirtz, Alexander Isak, require a settling-in period, it's still not good enough. Isak, anonymous. Ekitike was hungry when he came on, but couldn't quite influence the action when he did come on the pitch, even though he'd really tried, and I like that about him. Wirtz came off the bench, but I don't think he made much of an impact at all. Lightweight, once again, pushed off the ball way too easy. Stephen Warnock, former Liverpool defender, says Arne Slot has a couple of decisions to make. I think he's got more than a couple. Szoboszlai looks like the better right back. I think he's been our best right back, but I also like him in midfield because I don't trust Wirtz in there to help solidify our midfield. And then he says Frimpong coming on into the right wing had more influence in 10 minutes or so than Salah in most of the game. I don't know, that's a tough one. He did have some excellent crosses, one which should have been buried by Gakpo. Salah did get more involved, just nothing worked out, but his confidence is struggling. And I agree, Ekitike definitely did more than Isak did. There were times I forgot Isak was on the pitch. Where was he? Going back to that set-piece statistic, the number of set-piece goals we've conceded in the first 8 games last year compared to this year, 0 compared to 5 so far this season. I agree. It shows there's a lack of organisation and possibly communication. And when 2 of your back 4 and your goalkeeper, 3, so 3 of your back 5 are completely new, that's to be expected, right? But they need to fix it fast. We're also open to counter-attacks at pace. It's true. We are now 4th in the table, 4 points behind leaders Arsenal. It's not over. It is not over. There's another match to play against Arsenal. If we beat them, it's down to 1 point difference, and anything can happen over the rest of the season. It is not over, but Liverpool have to fix everything and fix it fast. It's worrying. It's really, really worrying. That is true. Van Dijk said, it's an interesting time now, understatement. We have to stick together. We need to stay humble, Haaland there, and keep working when things get tough. It is important we keep the mentality of being there for each other. It is a long season. We turned from mentality monsters into mentality mice over the last 4 games. Can we rediscover the mentality monsters within us? Here's hoping. Thank you for watching this video. Do leave your comments below. I've asked a bunch of questions of you so far in this video. Answer them if you like. Let's get a conversation going. And I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.